Lets it fly. It's caught by Thomas. There's the record for Peyton Manning.
Nothing wrong with Orange and Blue Podcast.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, what's up, Broncos country? How you doing, NRW crew? What's up?
What is up, y'all?
It's me,
What's
your buddy,
going on?
Johnny Baki. With me, as always, my best buddy, Isaiah Henderson. This is
You know
the
what
nothing.
the deal is.
Yeah, you do. This is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We are a fan-based or a fan-led Broncos-based podcast on the MHRT Network. We go live every Friday at 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All right? We are so excited to be with you guys today. It's been a rough week, and we'll get to that. But you know what? It's still so good to be here with you guys today, talking Broncos, doing what we do. Please do not forget to hit up our other shows, right? On Tuesdays, Broncos Talk with a 6'10" Mexican and Richie Riche, our brother up in Canada, 7654 Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And our flagship podcast on Thursdays, MHRT Podcast with Mundungus Creevy, Mr. Boggins, Glenn Mile High Fiber Hauser, and a 6'10" Mexican. That's also the same time slot on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And do not forget also to be checking out our pregame show, the Neigh-borhood. I love doing that. I don't know why. I know it's stupid, but it's fun. The Neigh-borhood. Every pregame, an hour and a half before game time, okay? So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, like, subscribe, share the video out there, guys. Hit that notification bell so that whenever we go live, be it any of these shows or the Neigh-borhood on pregame, you know that we are there. All right. It is good to see everybody.
Baby.
Isaiah, how was your week, brother?
It was a week. That's all. I mean, I can't say it was bad. I can't say it was good. Unfortunately, we had to recover from Sunday, which we will dive into today. But it was a week. I intentionally stayed off Broncos Twitter this week on purpose. But it was a week, but I'm excited. I'm excited to get to Sunday. Unfortunately, I won't be on the Neigh-borhood podcast because I know that's the reason why you guys come. You're welcome. But I have drill this weekend, but I will definitely be watching and definitely be listening out. But yeah, it was an okay week. Shout out to Avatar real quick. Avatar is always the first one in the chat, ready to go. So I wanted to give a shout out to Avatar real quick. But Johnny, how was your week?
Well, obviously, I think I accidentally screwed up when I was given some of those times a minute ago because KB82 is asking me in the comments, did I say go live at 4, 8, 6, and 2? If I did, it's been a week. It's been a long week for me too. So that's obviously.
You're obviously getting old. So
no, I'm
expected.
tired. I'm tired. It was a long week. I was without my family all week. My family was up.
All old people say they're tired. But
Shut up,
obviously,
Isaiah.
you're just old.
Shut up. Before I come break off my hip, kicking your ass. I shouldn't have said that. Kicking your butt. All right. Here. Anyway, the point is
45 minutes. I've got time.
All of our time slots, except for the pregame show, I'm going to correct myself since I somehow screwed that up. All of the time slots for our shows besides the pregame show are 7, 6, 5, 4 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That being said, it was a long week. I was without my family all week. They were up in Missouri. And I was here by myself, and my house felt haunted without my wife and my kids. And
Johnny called me one day. I knew he was bored because, based off the conversation, Johnny calls me, goes, how you doing? What are you doing? I was like, Johnny, you're bored. He's like, yeah, I miss my family so bad. I was like, why are you calling me? He was like, oh, you're my best friend. Well, then he calls his wife, then he calls Barbara, and then puts me on three-way. And it was just Johnny was bored all week, so he called me. But we talked Broncos, so it was a good talk.
It was a good talk. So why don't we do that? Because that's what we seem to do best. Let's talk Broncos. So
KB82 said he was messing with you, and you went ahead and just redid the whole thing.
Well, you know what? Now anybody that tuned in at a minute after the intro now knows. All right. So real quick, let's jump in the chat.
Is that Zulu time?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna jump in the chat real quick. We got Avatar in the house. What's up, Broncos country?
What's up, baby?
Avatar?
What's up?
Mundungus Creevy, the boss man in the house, saying "squee." Don't know what that means.
Squeak.
All right, and we have KB82 in the house messing with me already. Landon Clark, the Whiz Kid, saying hello.
Whiz Kid.
Oh, by the way, you got so lucky this week in fantasy, Whiz Kid. You got so lucky. Just saying.
Johnny said that to me week 1. He just sucks. You did
get lucky. You beat me by a point.
Old people can't read small screens, so don't worry about it.
Anyway, and we got our buddy Dave, full glassman in the house.
Full glassman
giving us the orange and blue hearts. All right, hey, it's good to see everybody so far, and to everybody that's just now joining us, welcome to the show. Let's talk Broncos, okay? So Sunday, this last Sunday was painful. It was painful. There isn't even I cannot think of a better word for it than painful. How about you, Isaiah?
The way I would describe
there's not a word that we can say on the show to describe it.
What I have to say, whether we can say it on the show or not, isn't even words. It's numbers. 2020. That game, the way I described it was 2020. It looked like 2020. It was no offensive production. Defense held on and did their best, got tired toward the end. And it just, regardless of who's in that quarterback, it just looked like 2020. And it was reminiscent. And the saddest part is that everybody in the NFL knew. Broncos country knew, the players knew. This was it. This was it. This was the game. 3-0. I think there were only 550 teams at the time going in. And what's up, Mobad? This was it. This was the game to prove to the NFL that we mean business. And we went out there and we didn't mean business. We didn't bring it. We didn't even get the job. You go to an interview saying you mean business. We didn't even get the job. We got laughed out of the interview. I mean it. Yeah, it was bad. They walked in, they're like, get out. And we turned around and left. We didn't even fight for the job. And we tweeted this on the Nothing Rhymes Twitter, and we said the Chargers beat the Raiders. So they're beating the Chiefs and the Raiders in the number 1 in the AFC West. The top 3 teams, the Chiefs, Raiders, and Broncos, all 3-1. And we said, you know what? The AFC West is gonna be one of the trenches. It's up in the air.
The trenches. The AFC West is the trench, dude.
Yeah, and based off that game, we're not. To be honest, and I'll say it, we weren't ready. We're not
ready. Right now, as it stands, we're not ready.
We're not ready.
I mean, look, the Chiefs are 2-2, and that's all cool. That's all well and good. All right, we love.
But we know they're not going to say 500 for long.
But the fact is, the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. They're still a viable threat, and
yeah,
as we've seen all season already in multiple different games, with different teams, any given Sunday, right? But look, the Chiefs aren't going to stay as the Chiefs aren't going to stay like they had. I mean, they looked really good this last Sunday. They look like they're starting to return to form. And
if we don't step it up, we can fall down that seating in the AFC West real fast. And one thing I've noticed over the last few years is every AFC game we play, specifically the AFC West, matters. So when we lose to the Ravens, but the Raiders beat the Ravens, if it comes down to a tie, or whatever the case may be, week 16, week 17, those games that we played early in the year matter. Because if it comes down to a wild card position and we're tied with the Raiders are going to get that position because they beat the Ravens and we lost to the Ravens. They beat the Steelers and we play the Steelers this week. So if we don't come, this game is the tie. The word I would give this game is crap. Why? Not because what you think, but because we want to go out there and beat the crap out of the Steelers. The Steelers call this a get right game. We consolidate, come together, figure out what we need to do, and go from this game. Use this game as momentum.
Yeah.
And we also in the same position of regaining momentum. So we're both in the same boat of, hey, it's time to get it back together and get to work.
It is. And I mean, look, it was painful to watch. Okay. We'll call it I stayed off of Twitter as well for the most part this week because I was mad. I was so mad and I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to say anything on Twitter that I was going to regret, you know what I mean? And so, cause I don't want to, push our fans away or anything. And I was mad. So I kind of stayed off of it a bit, but I've still monitored it. And, everybody was sitting here pointing blame game at different spots. And I'm going to say it right now, Broncos country.
Say it. Say it now.
Oh, okay. Are you wanting our, a hot take or
wait?
No, it's not a hot take.
I'm already on top of it. Oh, okay.
Shut up. Just shut up. This is my thing. Okay. This is my thing. You talked a while. My turn. I didn't even get to be on last week. Okay. Because I was driving. So my turn. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. Anyway. It was a whole team loss. You cannot point the blame game at any one spot. You can't. All right. Now, look, there are areas where it was rougher than others. But look, our offensive line leaked like a sieve. Okay. They could, they broke open like the Hoover Dam during an earthquake. Okay. They just right through, right at the quarterbacks. Okay. Our quarterbacks, not quarterback. I'm not saying Theodore Bridgewater or Drew Lock.
Andrew.
Our quarterbacks, plural. Okay. Our quarterbacks crapped the bed. They did not look good. Neither one was terribly accurate. They were both struggling. Okay. Our defense gave, they sacrificed their identity to stop.
And we just came out with a name for them, and then they're going to pull this crap.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, hey, we're still going to stick with restricted airspace.
It's like they knew we said, like, you know what? Let's go and make them look like idiots.
But the point is, we sacrificed the identity we built as the number one secondary and at that moment the number one defense in the NFL in order to stop Lamar Jackson's run game. Almost like we thought that Lamar Jackson can't pass. Which
we overcompensated.
We way overcompensated. Okay. And our defense just looked terrible. Looked absolutely terrible this week. And Lamar Jackson carved us up like a surgeon with a scalpel. He pulled it off, and it sucks.
And the sad part about
special teams dropped it big time, like they always do. Gosh, I just pray for the day I open my Twitter and see Kliss or Albright or somebody breaking that Tom McMahon's been fired. I'm waiting for it. I pray for it.
I think the worst part for me is that we did what we're supposed to do with the run game until the last 7 seconds of the game. We had held the Ravens down to less than 100 yards rushing. We did exactly what we did it.
But we did it at the
saddest part is that
of passing defense.
That's the saddest part is that this is the most expensive secondary in the NFL. This was supposed to be, if you shut down the run game, our secondary is going to eat you alive. It's not even a problem. It's not a question. I can go to bed, go to sleep, wake up, and know that it's true. And that didn't happen. So it made, I'm not going to say us, it made the Broncos, it made the Broncos
look like defense looked like those F-350s with massive exhaust and itty-bitty tires overcompensating.
Exactly. It made us look like fools. Like, hey, maybe your secondary isn't all that.
And that being said, just because you don't like the name doesn't mean it gets shot down, buddy.
Yeah,
just because you don't like it. Hey, no, I don't think.
You know
what
gets shot down? You know what gets shot down? Flames that fly in the restricted
in restricted airspace. That's right.
So thank you for that. But speaking of that, Johnny, I looked this up. I couldn't find anything on Ronald Darby. I know Reisner,
he's
Glasgow,
supposed to be able to play.
Teddy.
He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be.
What I read from 2 days ago, it said they haven't called him up to the active roster. So I saw a report from 2 days ago. I'm not 100% sure. Mundungus, if you could provide a source or let us know where you saw that, because I tried to look it up and I could not find that. So just let us know.
Okay.
And so that would be a huge comeback for the Steelers game, and I'll be glad about that. Savior G in the house. What up, Savior G?
I got it. Savior G. I'm pulling it up. Hi, guys. What's up, Savior G? How you doing? Welcome to the show. It's good to see you again. It's been a while. All right. So here's the thing. And ultimately, and I put this out. It was on a comment on Facebook. Ultimately, what it came down to was we were out coached. John Harbaugh out-coached Vic Fangio and his staff, the entire way on all sides of the ball.
One of the things that pissed me off, and it goes back to Justin Simmons said that him and Kareem Jackson on that big touchdown play had a miscommunication. Had a miscommunication. And two things about that. Number one, oh my gosh, I hate to say this. Unfortunately, it made Bleacher Report look like they were the truth. We're going to get into Caden Stearns later because that's only one of the two positives through the game.
Bleacher Report.
But one, Justin Simmons came out in an interview before the Ravens game and said, hey, when the deep threat comes, it's our job to step up and take it, and we're going to show them that we can.
So here's Dave talking about Darby for you, okay?
Darby had to come off short-term
or he had to put him on long-term.
Well, what I read, Dave, was the report that I read was that he's on short-term IR, and if he doesn't play within that time frame of 3 weeks, he has to be put on long-term IR. But the report I saw that said that he wasn't he wasn't brought up to the active roster. So from what I read, and it was a two-day ago report saying that he won't play this week. But I'm not 100% sure, so please just continue letting me know what the deal is because I'm still.
Well, and Doug said it here. He is practicing. Okay?
Yeah, I do know that.
I truly believe he'll be back this week because he was practicing.
I'm a little sketchy based off what I read, but I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But
and right here, I like
Simmons said they had to stop the deep threat. We couldn't recognize the blitzes where the blitzes were coming from. Yeah, and that's really bad. I mean, that comes down to the two guards that we had, and I believe it was DNVR. Can't remember who specifically. They said this game showed us not our offense is bad, not our defense is bad. That injuries finally caught up with us.
They did. But here's the thing. I agree with that. You were talking about the guards. I don't know how much. If you really go back and watch the tape, the pressure wasn't coming from the inside. The guards weren't the leaky part. The leaky part
was coming from the outside.
It was coming from the outside. Bobby Massey.
When I say the guards,
Bobby Massey and Garrett Bowles were getting beat. They were getting beat like they stole something.
When I say they recognize the blitzes and that's on the guards, it's because who's the one that usually does the pre-snap call out of blitzes and points to the Mike Backer or the Will or the Sam? That's usually the interior offensive line.
Yeah, it's the interior offensive line.
I can't blame that on them because even if they called it out and Garrett Bowles and Bobby Massey missed their blocks, that's on the interior offensive line. But we can definitely see how missing our starting veteran guards, Dalton Risner's a vet, and Graham Glasgow's definitely a vet, how that definitely affected us, the communication, the camaraderie.
The communication especially there. But
yeah, I can't say the run game because
ultimately you look at it, go back and watch it one more time. Just the highlights of, and you'll see the majority of the pressure that came at our quarterbacks was from the edge.
That's not the coach's fault.
Bowles and Massey getting beat, and it was bad.
And what do we attribute that to? Do we give that to individual responsibility? That's on Massey and Bowles themselves.
I kind of have to think so. Some.
It was just
because you look at their production. Look at their production in the weeks prior. Okay, they held up like a brick wall on the outside, at least way better than they did on Sunday. For whatever
do we attribute that to we played worse teams? Can we dive into that or give into that narrative that the Broncos played bad teams so they did better, and then we played a really good team, we sucked?
It could be real quick. Bossman says NBC Sports is reporting that Darby will be back on Sunday.
I hope that's fantastic.
Me too.
So pivoting to that, what does that say about Patrick Surtain? That Darby's going back to the outside. Now we play the Steelers.
Well, does that mean that he's going to play more nickel and dime? Surtain has been considered day to day. So
I saw on Twitter that somebody said he's So that's good. That Darby's coming back when Surtain's out.
He injured his chest. Don't know the extent, but he may not even play this Sunday against the Steelers. So
I think we dress him. If I'm
Maybe.
the coach and it's day to day and he's practicing or he's questionable.
Coach Fangio, like the report came out earlier in the week that he was week to week, but Vic Fangio in his press conference on, I believe it was Tuesday, in Vic Fangio's press conference, he corrected it saying no, he's day to day. So
that's much better. That's much better than week to week.
We'll see. But
if I'm Vic Fangio, I dress him. And if Ronald Darby's coming back, because if Patrick Surtain's battling an injury, Ronald Darby's coming back from an injury, they're both your definite outside cornerbacks. I definitely put Patrick Surtain on a pitch count. Put him in there,
and you'll see him like
maybe only third downs when they have a tight end that's in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
But just definitely let him recover.
But
that'd
be
back
important.
to the other two. I only have two standouts. Caden
wait. Let me say the other one. You say the first one. I'll say the second one because I know we're on the same.
Okay, first one's Caden Stearns. Go ahead.
Okay, second one, Javonte Williams.
We agree. We didn't even. This wasn't planned. We didn't practice this.
No, look. There wasn't anywhere else to stand out in the game. There wasn't. So was not. I mean, we will give that shout out. We will give the shout out to Caden Stearns. I mean, he played 7 snaps, had 4 tackles. 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and I mean, come on, that's pretty.
And a pass breakup.
Impressive. I mean, on 7 snaps, dude. Like that's insane production.
And the sad part is, and I said this earlier, with Caden Stearns doing really well, the safeties getting beat over top. Justin Simmons saying was a miscommunication.
I
still don't think it's true, but it makes.
Yeah. Boggins did throw out one more that we can give a good honorable mention to because he did play well. Draymond Jones. But we'll talk about him too. But back to Stearns.
It made Bleacher Report look like they knew what they were talking about.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
I hate that.
I hate that. But
they said bench Judge Simmons for Caden Stearns.
No, okay, that was the stupidest thing. No, the reason they said that was
I still think it was stupid. But it gave them some bit of credibility and kind of shut up Broncos country.
No, it gave them something they could try to latch onto to give themselves credibility. It doesn't actually give them credibility because the reasons for that they had said bench Simmons for Stearns was for the stupidest reasons ever. All right, like
I didn't see the press conference, Johnny.
That report was ridiculous. Period. Okay,
it was trash. Now I didn't see the press conference. Yeah. Did Pat Shurmur say why he only ran the ball 4 times? Now, he said, I'm committed to running the ball.
Yeah, he said that.
Javonte Williams' highlight was probably one of the, besides, Marshawn Lynch probably has one of the best runs of all time against the Saints. But that was one of the best runs I've ever seen. Running the football I've ever seen. Now, Johnny, you're 97 years old, so you were there when football first started, so you saw all the other runs.
97 years old. You only say that because you were born in like 97 anyway. But whatever, 95, whatever.
6.2, 6.3 yards per carry.
Yeah.
Did Pat Shurmur explain why we stopped running the ball?
He didn't really give any kind of specific. He was very vague in everything in his presser this week, and it kind of
turned into what he was last year, just like it was last year.
Well, that's all he does. Pat Shurmur is not a. I'm going to sit up here on the podium. I'm going to preach about what I'm doing. No, he's never been that guy. He will do his very best to. He will get up on that podium because part of his job is speaking to the press. He will say as little as possible and then get out of there. That's just that's who he is. So I don't know.
Well, I can tell you right now, one of the keys to the game for this Sunday is the same thing it's been literally
ground and pound.
Every game for the entire season. Say it again, Johnny.
Ground and pound.
Thank you.
On the ground, keep it on the ground and pound the crap out of their defensive line with the run game.
That's not going to change.
Simple. Now look, Javonte Williams, that 31-yard run. I mean, I have watched it back like 17 times a day since.
Did you see him run over? What is that? A safety when he just literally trucked
he
that
trucked
safety.
Him. And who was it that what's his name that had him wrapped up? Oh gosh,
I can't remember.
I mean,
he took him for 7.
He took him for 20 yards. He took him for about 20 yards. I mean, he had him wrapped up like a belt, man, and he's just like, nope, I'm not going down.
If your running back literally just carried a dude on his back and on Good Morning Football,
they Marlon Humphrey.
Marlon Humphrey. That's even more impressive. Good Morning Football called it backpacking.
Yeah.
And they
I mean,
gave the scepter to
there's no other way to put it. He just, for us in the military, he rucksacked him.
Yeah, he put it on a rucksack. He said, "You know what?
He uses, there you go. Since this is a show hosted by two Army vets, we're gonna call that rucksacking. Okay?
Yes. He rucksacked him. He put him on his back, and he went to Rangers.
He rug marched him. So
yes.
I don't know what that kid puts in his Wheaties every morning. As long as it's legal, keep eating that, bro.
He took him on a 20K.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it was phenomenal.
He went to Ranger school. He was like, I'm going to get my tab today.
Yeah, I'm getting my tab today.
And he kept pushing. He's like, I want that tambourine.
There you go. Yeah. Listen, only those that are in the military get what we're talking about right now, and that's fine. But
the fact that Pat Shurmur did not
continue that run.
I think what happened is he panicked.
No,
you have to play from behind. You think, okay, I have to get points on the board now.
No, that's what it was.
The way I'm going to do that is the fastest way to get more yards. The quickest way to get more yards is to throw the ball.
Right,
but when you play from behind and that's all your play call, guess what the defense has to do? Play for the pass.
Yes, and that's exactly what it was. It was that we were so far, like things had gotten so bad at that point that we had to catch up, and the only way to catch up with the time that we had against how the Ravens were controlling the clock the way the Broncos had the earlier in the rest of the season was to try to get it in the end zone as fast as possible, and you cannot do that on the ground.
And we were down 17-7. No, I wouldn't say you can't do that.
Okay.
I'd say Shurmur thought he couldn't do that.
Doing it on the ground is going to take longer. You needed
we were down 17. We were down 17-7.
Another perfect example of overcompensating.
My thought process is if you run the ball, tire the defense out, take up the clock, and you go down there and you score. Score. Shurmur was playing against him on fantasy football. Yeah, he's like, no, I can't have you beat me.
No.
So if you run the ball, play your game. Don't fight the battle on the opponent's turf. Play your game. They say that same thing in boxing. Make sure you stay within your limits, your game. Make them play on your turf. So if you're going to run the ball and you score a touchdown, it's 14-17. Their defense is exhausted. Now, guess what that does for our defense? Motivates us.
Yeah, motivates us. And we get some rest.
Back in this game.
And they get rested.
Back in this game. Yes, they're rested. We're back in this game. All of a sudden, next, it's a 3-and-out. They're punting the ball. Teddy Bridgewater on the offense has momentum. They're back in it. And we didn't do that. What we did was we panicked and was like, oh, gosh, we're down behind. Just like last year, we got to throw the ball and get back in the game quick.
Look.
And that didn't even happen.
Plain and simple, another perfect example of our coaching staff overcompensating.
Exactly what it was. I'll be right back. Give me 30 seconds.
All right. Bye. Bye, Felicia. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, Mr. Boggins, how you doing? Boggs, it's good to see you, brother. He brought up Draymond Jones. Draymond Jones did an excellent job, interior defensive line on Sunday. It was very impressive. Ball batted down at the line. He was closing those run gaps. I mean, he was doing a phenomenal job. Draymond Jones was doing what he needed to do. But another thing, we're talking again about the defensive line. We were not getting enough pressure on Lamar Jackson either. That was another big weakness for us, was that our defense, our rush game was struggling to make any kind of headway into the in through the offensive line and get any pressure in the face of Lamar Jackson. Now, Draymond Jones, like I said, he was doing a great job. He batted down that ball, and he was he was closing those run gaps real well. And I will definitely give Lamar Jackson all the props in the world for that part of his performance. But this week against the Steelers, the Broncos have got to find. We have one of the best rushing attacks, defensive rushing attacks in the NFL. Why in the world were we struggling so hard against an average at best offensive line for the Ravens to get to Lamar Jackson? Like, that can't happen. We have Von Miller. Okay. We have Malik Reed. Okay. And Jonathan Cooper blew it several times. I knew when I saw him play against But
I knew he wasn't ready.
He's definitely shown in this game that he's a rookie and that he's got some stuff to learn. I hate to say it. I wish I could say he was football ready. He was NFL ready like that, but he's not, and he showed it. He's still young, so that's one thing that has to improve. We can't, like, the fact that we have the rushers, the defensive rushers, the edge rushers that we do. The storyline cannot be that Von Miller and Draymond Jones and Malik Reed struggled so hard to get home. I agree. It cannot be part of the storyline from this point on.
I agree exactly. And how's this looking on your side, Johnny?
I can see it.
Yeah. So we definitely, this game hurt us and we dropped really bad. But just comparing the stats between the Steelers and the Broncos coming up, their record is whatever the case may be.
1-3
points scored per game. We dropped from number 1 to number 21. We dropped 20 places in points scored per game. That's Vic Fangio's play call, and that's our defense not executing. That's on both. I can't put blame on either. We dropped 20 points. So we're 21st in points per game. Actually, I'm sorry. The Steelers are let me confirm this because it's okay. So Pittsburgh is 28th in points scored per game, and 21st we are. So our offense struggled. I'm sorry, not our defense. Our offense struggled. So that's Pat Shurmur and our offense not executing.
Now
we didn't put up any points in the game.
Now we are still second in points allowed.
Which 12 points, we dropped barely. I think the Bills are number 1 because they blew out. Miami 40-0?
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna bring. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that down for just a minute. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
No. Go.
Okay. Yeah. So the Steelers allow 16. They allowed 20. Excuse me. They allowed 23.3 points per game. That's about what we're just barely over what we're averaging. And before this game, that's what we were averaging. So you can put up points against this defense. Last year, this defense was incredible. This year, they've taken a drop off. I think it may be due to exhaustion and fatigue, and their offense not really producing like they should.
And I mean, TJ Watt will be out this week, so
that's a huge. TJ Watt's going to be out.
Yeah,
we have no excuse. That's huge.
TJ Watt's out. So
takeaway differential. We're still plus 2. We didn't get any takeaways against Baltimore, but we're still top 10.
We are, but
Pittsburgh
another thing that's inexcusable. And that goes back to we've already talked about how tough it was for our secondary in the Ravens game because we sacrificed our secondary's identity to
it's like they were asleep, like they were complacent, or they just didn't.
No, I don't think it was so much that they were. I don't think it was either one. I don't think it was either one.
I don't think it was either, but it was weird. I can't think of any way to.
You can't. It was strange. All right, I'm going to bring this down for a second while we talk about this. It was strange. It was very strange. Okay. But ultimately it was not laziness. It's not complacency because we know our players. I mean, granted, to anybody on the outside of Broncos country who doesn't watch every Broncos game and doesn't spend time, watching our guys, you and I both know our guys, Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson, they're not lazy. They're not lazy by any means. And they're not complacent either. What it comes down to, and I truly believe this, I already said it earlier, we got out coached. Now, I believe 100% going into this game, the whole week leading up to it, in practices, in briefings and watching tape, so much emphasis was put by our coaching staff on stopping Lamar Jackson's run that they didn't really prep for much else. Which, to be fair, I was listening to Broncos Country Tonight last week. Okay, Lamar Jackson. I think it was Ben Albright who said it. I think Ryan Edwards asked Benjamin Albright, how do you prepare for someone like Lamar Jackson? And Benjamin Albright literally said, you don't. You can't. He is such a unique talent. All you can do is do what you do best and try to mitigate, where he attacks from. Because they went into this last week. I guarantee they went into it saying, okay, the biggest threat from him is his run game, which if you watch tape, if you look at stats, I mean, again, box scores, stats, all wonderful, but they're all subjective. There's no objectivity in them. Okay. Sure. You look at all that and yes, his run game is what he uses the most. You don't see him passing as often as you do other quarterbacks. You don't see him making these opportunities out of the pass game because he gets better stats than his running backs do on the ground. So they spent the whole week so hard pushing and pounding and drilling it into their head. Stop Lamar from running. That when that every time all he had to do was, we'd line up in cover 2, cover 0, and all he would have to do was play action and fake us out every time. That's all he had to do. That's what happened.
We crowded the box like we wanted to. We did cover 0, which was man up, and we crowded the box trying to stop the run. And what the play action did was it sucked the linebackers in.
And by the time
the linebackers realized it was pass,
it sucked in the safeties too.
It sucked in the safeties as well. By the time they realized it was pass, he's throwing the ball over the top, or he's got a tight end running across the middle.
And he can stop. Hey, NFL universe, whoever's watching, who's not even a Broncos fan, anybody who's watching, Lamar Jackson can pass.
Yep, we realized
he can pass.
We showed that.
All right,
John Morse, is that a new name, Johnny?
Yeah,
Forrest?
that's a new name, John Morse. Welcome to the show. It's
welcome,
good to see you.
Welcome.
We cheers all of our
subscribe.
New names. Yep, please give us a subscribe. Jump, right here on Facebook where you're commenting, or jump on over to YouTube. Give us a sub there. We would really appreciate it. It's nice to see you, my friend.
He says we will win, John. I agree. This is. I'm not going to say this is a gimme game, but earlier I said this is a crap game. Why? Because we want to beat the crap out of the Steelers. We're pissed off. We're upset. We didn't play to our potential. We limited ourselves, and we want to come out there and we want to actually, let me say, this is a redemption game, not a crap game, a redemption game.
This
is where we come out and
look.
We redeem
ourselves. Another chance for us to show, look, we had a bad week. Okay, we've already said it. Any given Sunday, right?
Right.
Look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs, like AFC champion last season, Chiefs, 2-2. First 2 games of the season lost to teams they should have beaten with ease.
And they played the Bills Sunday. This Sunday.
Look at the Jets. Look at this last weekend. The weekend before, game 3, the Broncos blew the Jets out. It was a shutout. The Jets came back and they beat who was it?
Titans.
Yeah, they beat the Titans. In spectacular fashion. This last week,
who have been playing? Well, the Titans are a playoff team. The last 2 weeks, and the Jets beat them. We shut them out.
Any given Sunday, y'all. Any given Sunday.
Like WizKid said, the Chiefs play the Bills this Sunday. The Bills shut out the Texans and they shut out 2 NFL teams in the first 4 games of the NFL season. They're not playing around. So if the Chiefs lose, when I say the AFC West is up for grabs, if the Broncos do not win the AFC West or get a wild card spot, it's because of the Broncos. It's not because the other teams were exponentially better.
Because of our coaches.
Or we just didn't have the depth. We just didn't have the depth of our players. It's because of the Broncos. Whether you say GM, coaches, players, whatever you say, that's all part of the Broncos. It's because of the Broncos. And continuing on with this, just the statistic comparison, the Steelers allow 23.3 points per game. They're 13th. We allowed 12.3. We're still second. Our defense, even though that we were number 1, but even though they put up 20, I think it was 23 points against us, or 26, we're still second. Takeaway differential. The Steelers don't get turnovers.
No, they don't.
Teddy Bridgewater comes back from the game, take care of the ball, don't fumble,
which
we're doing really good at. We're +2. We're 8th. We dropped a little bit from +3 to +2. I think we were 3rd last week. And then passing yards per game.
Okay.
That's terrible. 200. That looks like last year. Actually, I think last year we were a little bit better. Well, granted, this is only week 4. I mean, I say that. 232 yards per game. Ben Roethlisberger, and everybody in the NFL can agree, or at least Broncos country, Ben Roethlisberger does not look good. They average more passing yards per game than the Broncos. 246 yards versus 232. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. That is embarrassing.
It is.
That is embarrassing.
Now I'm going to pull up Jerry Holland. Another. I know I've seen Jerry Holland. I don't remember if I've seen him on this show. But either way, hello Jerry. Welcome to the show today.
Jerry,
good to see you, my friend.
Brother. Thank you for coming in. Go ahead, subscribe, like this video, share it, turn on your notifications. Subscribe on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, follow, like. No. If you're on YouTube, follow us as well. Go ahead, subscribe. Thank you, Jerry. Welcome in. We're glad to have you. Ask as many questions as you want. We're going to answer them.
Jerry says, man, I want to win. I ain't going out with confidence telling anyone we're going to win. I'm frankly unsure about what I was sure about last week. All right, here. Look, I said this to Mundungus this week several times when I was talking to him. All right. Jerry says want him to leave and come back so we can have another chug. Hey, you go right ahead, buddy.
Hey, Jerry, hey, if you want to do it, hey, we ain't got no problem with doing another chug.
That's right. I've got several more beers lined up right now. So here we go.
This is my last one, but I'll do it.
Anyway, look, I said this to Mundungus several times this week on the phone. All right. I'm taking this loss. It was painful. It sucked. In just a second, we're going to get off the Ravens game. We're going to talk about the upcoming Steelers game the most, majority. It was a bad loss. It felt terrible. Okay. The Broncos, and I'm going to say this now before anybody starts jumping on this train. It doesn't matter who we've played. The Broncos are still 3-1. Okay. 3-1. We still have a winning record, y'all. We still have a winning record as of at 4 games in, going into week 5. We still have a winning record. Okay. We still have the best potential we've had in 5 years. Currently, right now, even with a bad game against a legitimate team. We had a bad game against a legitimate team. Take that, okay? Think about this, all right? Since I know that there's a bunch of people out there still going, yeah, about the first 3 teams we played are combined 0-9 when we played.
That's exactly what they sound like.
Exactly. Listen, okay? It's still the NFL. There is no such thing as an easy win in the NFL against any team, okay? First of all. Second of all, I forgot where I was going with this. Okay, I just remembered. We played against 3 of the lower ranking teams the first 3 weeks. We got that. Okay.
Who haven't been bad as of late.
No, I mean, not really. I mean, they two of those 3 got their first wins last week against teams that they should have lost to. So they're doing, they're showing up too. The point is, okay, in those first 3 weeks, we dominated. I said that in my articles. I said that in here. I mean, by the way, if y'all haven't been, follow us on denvernosebleeds.com. Check out my articles. And we've got some other Denver sports out there. Check it out.
He's fancy.
But saying it again, okay, we played 3 lower tier teams. Okay. So we dominated them and we didn't get to really see much. They really did not get to challenge us. This last Sunday, on the other hand, we played a legitimate team. Okay. A team that had beaten the Chiefs, that had somehow almost gotten beaten by the Detroit Lions. We're not going to talk about that. But the point is, they are a legitimate team. They're a legitimate team. They exposed our weaknesses. They challenged us. Now we have tape. We have areas where we can look at tape of ourselves and go, we dropped the ball here. Now we can look at that. We can study it. We can fix it.
And I like what Von Miller said. What Von Miller said. Von Miller said, we will 100% see that team again. Now,
yeah.
What's he talking about? Baltimore's not on the schedule again. They're not in the AFC West. So what does he mean we'll see them again?
Oh, you mean probably in the postseason.
That's exactly what he's talking about. So he's 100% confident that the Broncos are going to make the playoffs and we'll see them again. And if we do, right now I'm confident, if right now we're going to the playoffs, we're not going to lose to them. We're going to beat them.
Look,
but done with the Ravens. Done with the Ravens.
I do want to bring up one last thing that was said here. It was by, in regards to the Ravens game, and it was by KB82. That Albert O drop was soul crushing.
I didn't know it was that bad until somebody took a still picture, and it was literally in both of his hands. I didn't know it was that bad.
There was no excuse for that drop.
What I'm noticing is that we don't drop the in routes, the curl routes, the slant routes. We drop the deep passes. KJ Hamler, Alberto, those deep, wide open ones that you should catch. We seem to drop those.
For some reason.
I'm just wondering why.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a coach. I played ball, but this is. I'm not qualified to comment as far as that goes. You shut up. That is a beautiful lie. I do know your life. That is a beautiful lie. Anyway, I was almost the king of England once. No.
Yeah. Okay. That's a lie. So Jerry Holland comes in. Appreciate it, Jerry. He says, I do agree with the idea exposure. It gives you the obvious to work on. Yeah. So, I mean, if I'm a defensive guy and I'm an offensive guy, regardless of what player I'm on, I'm sitting there on film. What went wrong here? What did I do here? Why did Justin Simmons arguably the best free safety in the NFL. Kareem Jackson, who's this year arguably the best strong safety in the NFL. Justin Simmons and them together, arguably the best duo.
The best safety duo.
Mm-hmm. Why'd they miscommunicate? I get you're human. Things happen. It's a game. You make mistakes.
Look, and again,
why are you miscommunicating?
I'm going to go ahead and postulate, and this is coming from me, okay?
Is that a word? Did you just make that up?
No, that's a real word. It just means I'm smart. Postulate? It's a real word. You don't know it, which just means I'm smarter than you.
Spell it. I'm going to look it up.
Postulate. Postulate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going
to
look it up.
Wow. You're going to waste your time and your bandwidth for that. Anyway, I'm going to postulate, okay, that when they talk to, yes, it's a word. Like I said, I'm smarter than you. Anyway, when they said miscommunicate, I'm going to look at it as they were talking about exactly what we talked about earlier, and that was getting but like, again, we talked about how Lamar Jackson used the fact that we were trying to shut down the run so hard to play us against ourselves and pull in our linebackers and our safeties.
Yep.
And then throw over the top. When they say miscommunicate, I don't think they necessarily meant like, hey, he said something and I didn't hear him, or he said something I didn't hear. No, I really think what they're talking about is, hey, we thought it looked like it was going to be this kind of a play. And you saw it on that deep pass on the left boundary. I can't remember who it was to, but Justin Simmons would have been the guy that should have been covering him. But he was in the middle of the field because he'd gotten sucked in by the play action. He had gotten sucked in by what looked like was going to be a run play, and it just didn't work out for us. We struggled against it. Now, that being said,
kid already confirmed.
Yes.
Richie, Johnny cheats. So
hey, I love Scrabble. I'll challenge anybody. I will challenge anybody to Scrabble. No, I won't.
But moving on.
Bring your best dictionary. I got you.
Moving from the Ravens game into the Steelers game, let us know in the comments. Does Caden Stearns get more playing time? If so, is it a free safety or strong safety?
I think it's about this. Well, first of all, I think he's backup free safety.
Is he? So what is that? So with that being said, and how good he's doing, Justin Simmons on a massive contract.
He's doing well.
Pro Bowl
he's doing very good. He's not going to get. He's not going to see like split reps. He's not going to see split reps.
Okay, so do they change Caden Stearns and train him on?
No
strong safety.
No.
So he's just going to be a backup safety.
He's still going to be backup. He is still going to be backup. Justin Simmons and K-Jack are still the best duo, the best tandem, whatever we want to call them.
No. I'm talking about after this season. Do you change? Do you take?
We'll see. It all depends
then
on what
you'd be wasting great talent as a backup.
Yeah, he should play more. I mean, I agree. Richie Rich says it. Yes, he should. Will he? I don't think so. I think he'll see about as much. I think he will see about as much as he already has.
But that's a lot for a backup. That's a lot for a backup.
The last 3 games, Justin Simmons hasn't been injured this season. Knocking on wood. Okay. Caden Stearns has seen about 7 to 8 snaps per game. And on those 7 or 8, he has been absolutely productive for the most part. So, but I believe he will still see about 7 to 8 snaps per game to give Justin Simmons a breather. But
what do you think about Justin Strnad this last game?
This last game, Justin Strnad was kind of a non-issue. I mean, he really didn't.
2 weeks in a row.
He just really was.
What do you think? There. So do you think, guys, let us know in the comments. The Williamson we just picked up from the Steelers. Is he a starter? Is Justin Strnad while Josie Jewell is out?
Well,
or is he a backup to Strnad?
Let's talk about Williamson. Williamson, we got him from the Steelers practice squad, which, given his production over the past several years, I don't understand why he was on the practice squad. And here's why. He, and since 2016, I believe it was when he came into the league, he has had over 100 tackles per season, except for 2019 when he tore his ACL. So he's a production machine. I don't know, I don't know what had him on the practice squad or why.
I'd make a bet that the ACL tear is the most common injury in the NFL.
Today,
I'd make that bet.
Besides hamstring injuries.
I was going to say, Richie says he likes Strnad, and Mundunga said no to Williamson over Strnad. So let us know.
I don't see it over Strnad. I'm just saying, I like the pickup of Williamson just because it's a good waiver pickup. It's a really good pickup off waivers in the middle, to get right now.
He runs a 4.6, so he's not slow.
He's not slow. All right. So anyway, I'm going to pull this up real quick. Richie asks me, okay, Johnny, so we have tape, etc. What about Tom McMahon? He has tape. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and chalk up Tom McMahon to insanity. I'm going to go ahead and chalk up Tom McMahon to insanity. Someone who tries the same thing over and over and over and over again, expecting different results.
Yeah, I would agree, Richie. He has tape, on Vic Fangio and the higher echelon of supervisors. That's why he's still hired, because he has tape.
Yep.
But as you guys know, every Friday, we do two things here. We do predictions and we do keys to the game. So first, we're going to start with the keys to the game, and then whoever comments, we're going to annotate your predictions, and we're going to see who's the closest. Obviously, last week nobody was close, so I just threw that post. I just threw that away.
Sorry. So, I thought we were starting.
So keys to the game. You say pass rush.
Pass rush.
All right.
Look, Big Ben, the clock may have not yet struck midnight on Big Ben's career, but it's like 11:59 and 55 seconds, okay? He is this close. I'm waiting for Big Ben to take a hit and fall apart like a Lego guy in the middle of the field, just collapse and just into pieces. Okay.
So we already said earlier,
here we've already seen he's been struggling. He is not the Big Ben that he had, of old. He is not the Big Ben of old. No,
our secondary should have a field day.
The pass rush, the Steelers O-line again is an average. I would say average. I wouldn't say they're mediocre. I wouldn't say they're great. They're average. We have a better than average, in my opinion. I think you would agree with me. A better than average pass rush. Go. What's wrong with you? Usually it's go on. Anyway, there it is. Look, we have a better than average pass rush. There should be no reason that we are not all up in Big Ben's face, making him make those mistakes and then giving our secondary I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the subjective stats of Pro Football Focus or Pro Football Reference say. Still the number one secondary. Okay, in the NFL, we can have lunch. All right.
Okay, so I've got 4 keys to the game. So pass rush, we agree. Ground and pound, we talked about earlier. So it's 2 offensive, 2 defensive. Pass rush, defense, ground and pound, offense. Defense, turnovers. But that's a given. But even when you turn the ball over, the fourth one I think is the most important, which I think that's too
easy. I think 2 turnovers is too easy.
But
I think it's too easy.
But the reason why I said turnovers is because that's every game. But this last one is what they said Teddy Bridgewater struggles on, and what our offense has struggled on. Score touchdowns. That is my 4th key to the game.
I'm sorry.
Tom McMahon only has VHS tape, and he can't figure out how to get out of rewind. Just throw the whole VCR away.
I can't believe you're old enough to know what a VCR is.
Yeah, I know what a VCR is. What is wrong with you?
Ask WizKid. Hey, WizKid, do you know what a VCR is?
Yeah, has your dad shown you what a VCR is? Because hey, Johnny, what is the orange tape on VHS? What movie was the orange tape?
The Rugrats movie.
Good
Burger also. But basically anything Nickelodeon was orange.
KB82 says pass protection and run blocking. Basically what KB82 is saying is offensive line. The key that KB82 is saying is offensive line. And Mundaga said they own a VHS, a VCR. You're a good
It goes very well with their wood paneling.
You're a good dad. He said yes, he knows. Mundaga, you're a good dad. So we have pass rush, ground and pound, turnover, score, TDs, and according to KB82 is offensive line. Our offensive line has to have the best game of their season so far with pass blocking, no sacks, because we're averaging 2 sacks a game.
100%. Bobby Massey and Garrett Bowles. There was an article that I saw. I can't remember who put it out. It might have been Broncos Wire. I can't remember for sure. Talking about Garrett Bowles' numbers from this last game. And
worst game of his last season and 4 games. Worst game.
He's got to wake up.
That's not a trend. Look, he's starting.
It's not a trend. It's not a trend yet. It's not a trend yet. But look, there is, that is a razor's edge. You are constantly walking you're a jerk, boss. You're such a jerk.
This is the second time he said this. He wanted to remind you he's going to
No. You don't understand what he did to me the other night with this whole. I'm gonna tell the story on here in a minute. But you're walking as far as bowls goes, you are walking a razor's edge at going back to who you once were. All it takes is a few missteps, dude, and you are. Right
I'd say he's earned some leeway. I'd say, you know what, it was a bad game. Throw it out the window. Keep pushing forward. I give him to. He's earned it. So,
KB82 says I own a Betamax. It's in the shop right now, along with my laser disc.
WizKid said he's looking at the VCR right now conveniently. Right. It's not convenient. We can see you, WizKid. We know what you're doing.
Anyway, Mundungus. So what Mundungus did to me the other night, he, our boss man, I love him to death. He's like a big fluffy teddy bear who's also holding a knife ready to stab you in the back. All right. So I love him. The other night, I'm at work, right? At like 9 p.m. All right. He texts me and goes, when you get off work, call me. We need to talk. So, I mean, like, those are like, nobody ever says we need to talk and it'd be a good thing. It never is, right? So I jokingly text back, what did I do now? LOL. And he goes, and then all I get from him is the angry face emoji. That's all I get. So, and then I'm like, what? All right. Oh, you're not joking. What happened? Then he ghosts me for like 2 hours. So I'm sitting here thinking, like,
he's a terrible person.
What could this possibly be? What did I do that, on the podcast or something? What did Isaiah do on the podcast he wants to talk to me about?
Oh, yeah. So he wants to talk to you. Hold on. He wants to talk to you.
No, shut up.
I did something.
Shut up. You didn't let me finish. Shut up.
Yeah. Up. All right.
I'm sitting there. No, because I couldn't think of a single thing that I could have possibly done over the past.
Yeah. So you couldn't have done anything. So go to me. Yeah.
No,
this guy.
I don't know where it was. I'm sitting there for 2 hours trying to figure it out because he's ghosted me. Right. Anyway, I call him at like 11 p.m. right after I've gotten off work, and I'm like, okay, what's up? And he goes, I just wanted to remind you I'm going to Denver next week. I'm like, you're a jerk. That's it. And he's like, I wanted to mess with you. My wife said I was being a jerk and everything. And I'm like, oh, God, I hate you. So, yeah, there you go, boss man.
82 says this is how Johnny watches movie. Actually, fun fact in our WQ, Johnny's cousin invented the first motion picture film. They went to middle school together. So, yes.
No, he's actually just finished filming the second season of the very first episodic television show about the life of Jesus Christ. But sure.
The Chosen.
Yes, it's called
Dallas
The Chosen.
Jenkins.
If you are a person of faith, I strongly suggest you check it out. That being said,
we did keys to the game. Now you all know so, I write down the predictions.
Offensive line.
Come back on
here. Is important.
KB82 said that.
I know. But I was about to say, our quarterback. I didn't get to finish what I was gonna say.
Stop raising your voice.
Okay, I will finish like this.
That's too loud.
Dang it. Anyway, quarterbacks. Look, you've got to be better with that ball. Look, I get it. Okay, the pressure's coming. It's coming fast. It's coming up hard. Holy cow, look who it is in the house. Zach Seegers himself. Hey, guys, keep up the great work. Loving the show from the one and only Zach Seegers from Mile High Sports.
Zach.
It is good to see you, my friend. Thank you for stopping by.
Can't wait to have you on the show soon.
As the quarterback,
love you, Zach.
One thing that we can agree upon the first 3 weeks, Teddy was doing very well, was getting out of that pressure. Okay, now maybe the offensive line allotted him another second or two more than they did this last week. But but look, you've got to get away with that ball. You cannot be taking sacks. You cannot be taking hits like you were this last week. All right, wow. Well, you know what, WizKid? You know, you're getting a little bit too big for your britches, little guy.
What is ASMR?
I'm not going to talk about it right now. We're talking football.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
KB82 says his high school senior photo was taken on a camera where the light bulb breaks. You put the hood over your head.
Funny fact, when I was doing photography in high school. I actually used one of those cameras just for fun.
Johnny's senior quote was, "I can't wait for the Great Depression to be over."
It was really hard times. Okay.
But yeah, I think what you're saying, Johnny, is correct. I think from week 1 to week 3, Teddy Bridgewater had just the amount of time to stay in the pocket and then manipulate it. But week 4, it just broke down. It was just that all that holding up, that thread that was holding our offensive line together, the pass protection broke down. Yeah. And it was just, whether it was Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater, it just didn't hold up. And I hope Mike Munchak just reamed him and gave him a new one.
And Zach Seeger's right there. Love y'all too. O-line has to step up, and QB's got to protect the ball. Period. It's
Zach, real quick. While you're here, give us your prediction. Teddy Bridgewater stats, like we do every week, and the score of the game.
Final score of the game.
Final score of the game. This is what we do every Friday, is get the prediction. So, Zach Seegers, if you're still on, give us your prediction. But go ahead, Johnny.
Look, that's the last I'm going to say of it, okay? Thanks, guys. KB82 says, we love you, Johnny. Look, Isaiah and I were both military. KB82, I know you know how that is. Look, if I'm not messing with you, if I'm not making fun of you, if I'm not goofing off and busting your balls or whatever you want to say, it's because I don't like you. It's because I don't like you.
Yeah,
it's the moment that it's the moment I'm not messing with you that there's a big problem. All right. So poke the bear, have fun. Just know I will come back at you. All right.
K82 says Isaiah, not so much. Hey, K82, write in the comments who that is, because my name is Pookie, baby. All right.
Yes, that's right. Holy cow! It finally happened. He finally accepted the name, everybody. Pookie Night. It's for real. It's official. I'm putting you in my cell phone.
Shut your mouth.
Every time you call, it's gonna be like Pookie's calling.
And one day it's actually gonna be Javonte Williams, and you're gonna say something stupid because you think it's me. And it's gonna be him.
I'll be like, "What's up, Pookie?" He's gonna be like, "Hey, it's Javonte Williams." I'm gonna be like, "Whoa, this is the wrong Pookie. Your voice is way too deep to be Isaiah."
You don't even know. So Dave says, "Embrace the suck." 24-13. Hey, Dave, I got it written down. What is your Teddy Bridgewater stats? Week 3, you were second closest to Glenn. Speaking of that, I haven't seen Glenn in the comments. So, Glenn, where are you? Come back.
I think Glenn has a family thing tonight. So,
Glenn, where's your priority? That's not even important. What is wrong with you, dude?
Wow.
Anyway, Dave says 24-13. Give us your Teddy Bridgewater stats. Johnny, what is your Teddy Bridgewater stats and your prediction of the game?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead. This is tough because with Teddy coming fresh off concussion protocol, I don't expect him to be 100%. Like,
stop.
What?
They said the soonest he could practice. Earlier, they said the soonest he could practice was Friday. He was a full. Today is Friday. Okay, never mind. Disregard. I thought he was a participant.
He was given the go ahead. I don't know why. I don't know how he was given the go ahead to start practicing. I believe yesterday.
If he wasn't 100%, they wouldn't send him. So
I know. But look. I've had a concussion. I've had a very serious concussion
on you.
So I'm gonna say that he goes for 72%.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 235. No.
Okay.
Give me 245. Give me 245.
245.
And then I'm gonna give him a touchdown.
Okay, one TD as well. So I'm gonna go.
And then final score, or are we doing final score now? Or are you just writing down Teddy stats?
Oh, you didn't give me your final score? Yeah. What's the final score?
Final score, I'm gonna go 27-14 for the Broncos.
So my final score is it's definitely going to be 31-17.
Yeah, I'm sorry, real quick.
31-17.
Glenn's nursing home has lights out, so they can't be in the comments.
He took his medicine and put him to sleep.
I was going to say,
I'm going to say 31-17, 76%, 313 yards.
Wow, 313.
Three touchdowns.
Wow, bro. Okay,
it's a great.
So we really haven't talked much on the injuries coming up for this week. So y'all keep dropping your predictions and your stats for Teddy Bridgewater in the comments. But we need to talk about inactives and questionables coming into this game on both sides. So Broncos. Oh, Isaiah's on the phone. Hold on. But I bet you that's his wife. We better be careful what we say. Yeah, wife. Anyway. Tell her I said hi and I love her. All right. So we need to talk. Cortland Sutton rolled his ankle this week in practice. So he is currently listed as questionable going into this game. Tim Patrick as well listed as questionable. I hate that. It scares me and I don't like it. But I truly believe we'll see both of them on the field even if it's in like snap counts. All right. So you know what? I feel like I'm watching mommy and daddy fight, except that, I'm daddy and he knows it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull him out so he doesn't have to, we're not watching him in his conversation with his wife. Cause I don't know how many of you out there are good lip readers. That being said, it's a little concerning with both Tim Patrick and Cortland Sutton sustaining some maybe minor injuries this week and being listed as questionable. Unmute your, hold on. There you go. You're muted.
No, I'm not.
You are. Anyway, it's concerning. But I truly believe we will see them in the game. We just may not see them as much as we would normally.
Can we afford that?
We may not have a choice. Bro.
If our run game can be established,
if the ground and pound gets established, which it's better. Pat Shurmur, it better.
Yeah, Pat.
If the run game gets established, it's not going to hurt us as bad. But the point is, we may not see them as much as we normally would like. So we have Kendall Hinton. Okay, we have
Whiskey says the Kendall Hinton show.
I like it. Look, Kendall Hinton is underrated. I truly believe
he just hasn't had the opportunity to do so.
No, maybe not. I don't know. But the point is, I think he's underrated, and I think we're gonna see some good stuff out of him. What's his name? Moore, that we brought over from the Raiders. He's had a whole other week now to sit on, to study the playbook. Okay, so we might see some more and more. All right. As far as other injuries,
like
some more.
S'mores. You want s'mores?
S'mores. Yes, I love s'mores.
No, I haven't had anything yet. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, you're funny.
That fake laugh, Johnny. You're
That's
a piece
funny.
of crap for doing that.
That is so punny.
Stop. You're talking to me. Stop talking to me.
Wait, hang on. Oh, Mundunga says he was trying his lip reading while you were on your phone call. He thinks you were talking about a mole on your butt.
No, my wife was asking me what I wanted
the
to
mole
eat,
on his butt.
So she was wondering what I wanted to eat. So I said I didn't know whatever she wanted. So she wants pizza. So I got to order her pizza.
Oh,
for those of you that are married, you know what this is and what the deal is. I thought when I got married, I was going to be the man. No, moving on.
Sorry.
KB82 gets the reference. Say a lot. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Anyway. So we what type of pizza is it? Mine is sausage and mushrooms.
Not you. He's not talking about you. He's talking about what my wife wants. Gosh, everybody only cares about my wife. At least I think that's how my word works.
Have you? You know what? You have a beautiful wife. So, and she's smarter. She's smarter, and she's prettier than you. So, yeah.
So just everybody's smarter than me, Johnny. You, her. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. It's a family-friendly show. Yep. She likes thin crust, square cut with crap on it. That's all I'm gonna say. When I look at it on Domino's, I know what it is.
It's only crap if it's pineapple, okay? Because that is a grave sin. All right, pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Me and Johnny used to be friends before this show.
Yeah, once upon a time.
And then he said what he just said.
We were best friends. We were best friends, and then you woke up. Anyway. So no, my pizza downstairs, sausage and mushroom. That's what's up. Anyway, so KB82 wants to know, All right, guys, we have like a couple minutes left. KB82 wants to know, what's your go-to pizza toppings?
Me,
Mushrooms,
pepperoni,
sausage.
number one. Pepperoni, chicken, jalapenos.
Chicken
Pepperoni
on pizza.
Johnny, you said you know what?
Pineapple's a sin.
Pepperoni, chicken, jalapenos. Those
right.
are my go-to.
All right.
And if I'm feeling frisky that night,
if
I'm feeling frisky that night, or I drink some whiskey, I'll replace the marinara sauce with honey barbecue.
Mundungus says chicken and ham.
Thank you, chicken.
No, and Whiz Kid, I'm about to kick you. Actually, I'm about to block you for saying that pineapple.
Put him on timeout.
That it's okay. You're in timeout, Mister.
Thank you, Whiz Kid.
Mundungus, you better go lock your son up for at least a couple hours and make him think about what he just said. Okay. No pineapple does not go on pizza. Anyway, pizza talk aside. The Broncos have a lot to work on. We've seen our weaknesses. Injuries have hampered us, but we're getting back a bunch of our boys this week. We getting Ronald Darby back. We're getting back our 2 starting guards. You know, those are big names to be back on our team. Okay,
Jerry Jeudy's not too far behind. We're talking about
too
this.
Far behind at all, and I'm very excited.
We talked about it. We don't think
he's gonna make him wear a Raiders jersey and walk around the block yelling "shame."
That's funny. There's nobody in Nebraska, so nobody's gonna see it. But that's funny. Jerry Jeudy's not too far behind. Not this week. I'm not thinking next week, but me and Johnny were talking about. We're thinking the Cleveland game. If he can be back for the Raider game, if he can be back for the Raider game, that would be great. I would love that. But just to be safe, I'm thinking the Cleveland game.
I don't think he'll be ready.
You say Cleveland game is Thursday night game, right?
I believe, yeah, it should be. It's a Thursday night game.
Yes.
So it's about time for us to get ready to roll out of here. So predictions thus far, pretty much everybody believes and agrees with us. The Broncos are going to beat the Steelers.
Well, if you ask a Broncos fan, so far we're supposed to be 17-0.
Hey, look, you know what? I'm going to say this real quick, before we start our outro and get out of here. One of the things that I have loved when I watched some of the after, Landon says WizKid says he's stuck in jail. That's
Prison reform.
And guess what you're going to get for every meal? Pineapple pizza.
Yeah, baby.
Because nobody else wants it. Anyway. Gross. Anyway. No, see, here's the thing. I love pineapple and I love pizza. Pineapple on pizza, not a thing.
Why do you love pineapple, Johnny?
Don't worry about it. And don't ask my wife either. There's a family show. KB82 says pineapple or pepperoni, bacon, and pineapple, crushed red pepper, and dip it in ranch. KB82.
I forgot about bacon. Bacon was the other one. So pepperoni, chicken, jalapeno, and bacon. Yeah. And then dip it in ranch. I'm right there.
You can't go wrong. Ranch goes on pizza, on any pizza. But anyway, real quick, what I was going to say was that one thing that I've heard them say a lot, especially Teddy. Sorry, boss man. Theodore. Okay.
Theodore.
One thing I've heard Theodore say in their the locker room, in the huddle in the locker room after the game when he's giving his victory speeches or whatever. 1-0, baby. We are 1-0 for this week. I like that. All right. Look, we had a bad game. This in week 4. Okay. We're going into week 5, 0. Week 5, we're 0-0 for week 5.
Oh, no. Mm-hmm.
We are 0-0 for week 5. We are going to march into that. What is the name of the? What's the
Heinz Field?
Heinz Field. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to march into Heinz Field. We're going to come out 1-0 for the week.
We're going to make them bleed like Heinz ketchup.
That's right. That's right. We're going to walk out of there 1-0 for the week, and we're going to walk out of there 4-1 for the season.
And that'd be good, especially with some momentum going into the Raiders game.
The Broncos have the weapons. We have the tools. All right. Mm-hmm. Now we've now been shown our weaknesses, so we can fix them. All right. There is no reason the Broncos. You know what? KB82 asked. We're back to pineapple. KBH2S, what if you're in Hawaii? Okay, fine.
Order a Hawaiian pizza.
You can
pepperoni.
You can order a pizza. You can go to the store and buy a pineapple or go pick one if you're in Hawaii, because you're in Hawaii. You cut up the pineapple and you eat the pineapple, and then you eat the pizza.
That's not how that works, Sean.
You don't do it together.
Gosh.
They don't go together.
That's not how that works.
And Mundungus, of course, says pineapple apple pen. Wow.
I don't even know what that means.
It was this viral video. Pineapple apple pen. It was this weird thing. This dude. Tom McMahon is returning pants now. All right, KB82, we love you. We love you, brother. 82nd, you're all right. We'll give that to you. You're all right.
Hey, boy.
You know what? We love you. Anyway, it's time to start rolling out of here. So we all agree Broncos have the absolute potential to win this game. We have the tools. We have what we need. Let's make it happen. All right.
Yeah,
now,
baby.
So let's get ready to roll. All right. Thank you all for joining us for another fun and awesome episode of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue on the MHRT Network. Guys, we are a fan-led Broncos-based podcast that goes live every Friday at 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Please, if you like what you saw, if you like what you heard, give us a like, a subscribe, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell so you know when we go live and you can be right there with us. And also share the video out there.
How many subscribers are we away from 400, Johnny?
I think
8. 4?
I think
4?
8. Maybe 8.
I think it's 4.
It's under 10. We're under 10 away from 400 on YouTube.
We're 4 subscribers. Get there now. Subscribe. Let's get to 400.
All right,
and let's get to it.
All right, no. Now, like I said, I lost my train of thought. Thank you for jumping in there. 7.
Tune in to all our other shows on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 7654. 4 o'clock is Mountain Time. No, 4 o'clock is Western Pacific Time. 5 o'clock is Mountain Time. 6 o'clock Central Time. 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So
on Tuesday is Broncos Talk.
Take it away, Johnny.
Yeah, I am. Oh, I am. It's mine. It's mine, bro.
Shut your dirty mouth.
Anyway, please do not also share the video out there. Get it out there. Let's build this family, right? Okay. Do not miss our other shows. Tuesdays, Broncos Talk with a 6'10" Mexican and Richie Rich A, our brother up in Canada. All right, 7654, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Thursdays, the flagship podcast is MHRT Podcast with Mundungus Creevy, Glenn Mile High Fiber Hauser, Mr. Boggins, and a 6'10" Mexican. On Fridays, you can always catch us. That's 7654. And on Sundays, or actually, no, not Sundays, sorry. On game day, an hour and a half before the game, do not miss out on the Neigh-borhood. All right? Yeah, I didn't hit the button, and it's okay. It's a pregame show. Please do not miss it. Okay? That being said, and do not forget also, last thing, do not forget also, you can find the audio versions of every single one of our podcasts anywhere you find your favorite podcasts, be it Google, Apple, Spotify. You can find the audio of every episode of our podcast. Please subscribe there. Check it out. It's a good thing to listen to when you're just driving or you're doing housework and you don't have time to sit down and watch. All right. We love you, Broncos country, and we love you, NRW crew. My son is wanting to jump in here to help us with the Mile High Five. So we're about to do that right now. Are you ready for the Mile High Five? I want everybody in on this. Get your arms out for me. And here we go. Mile High Five. Yes.
Yeah, good job, Jackson.
That was fun. We love you guys. We love you, Broncos country. We will see you on Sunday for the pregame before we take on the Steelers. Have a good day, everybody. Wow. Go Broncos.
Go!